Who remembers the days when we used to spend hours on end in record shops rooting through 12-inch vinyls? When we used to DJ on Technics 1210s and we put all our records back in the wrong sleeves? Well, I definitely did. It seems that technology's changed and everyone now has entered the digital dark side and is DJing on a USB stick for their tunes. They're on their laptop and times have changed. Well, today I'm in 3-Beat Records in Liverpool, which has been going for over 25 years. It has now lost its heat, but there is still definitely a beat in 3-Beat. I used to buy my records over in Wood Street in 1990, 1991, and it used to be the highlight of my week, whether I was DJing in Cantrell Farm, whether I was DJing in a labour club to try and get 20, 30 quid together to spend on, probably would have got you maybe 4 vinyls back in them days. Rooting through for them white labels that no one else had, and trying to get tunes and covering all your vinyl up so nobody knew what it was you were playing. Have them days completely gone? Well, I'm in 3-Beat by a guy who's going to make me look pretty handsome and tall at the same time, which is really, really good for me. My mate Thomas Tuft. How are you, Tom?
I'm all right, how are you?
I'm very good indeed. So, 3B Records now on Slater Street, the place where everyone seems to come to get their tickets for events, CDs. But originally, when it was in Wood Street...
Wood Street, yeah. That was after it was in, originally it was in Quiggins. It was in the Quiggins and then it went to Wood Street when you started shopping.
Yeah, and we used to spend Saturday afternoons. It was almost like a gathering of DJs, wasn't it? I don't know if it's a flock of DJs or I don't know what the pack term for DJs are, but there should be one.
Yeah.
Shouldn't a gaggle of DJs?
Could gaggle, definitely a gaggle.
But it used to be like a regular occurrence, Saturday afternoons. Myself, Dave Graham, John Cotton, all the original crew, Rusty, Cy Edwards.
Social meeting.
It was, wasn't it? And social media wasn't there then,
no,
was
no,
it?
no, it wasn't.
So you couldn't buy your tunes online.
And you couldn't talk about tunes online. It was all meeting up.
No,
and
you couldn't
involved.
You couldn't hear someone play something and then go online and download it yourself. No. It was hands-on, getting to 3-Beat and getting your vinyl. And we used to venture in other places. We'd maybe go to Hot Wax in Warrington. Remember Hot Wax? And there was the
Groover, Bluebird.
There was a few others locally, but 3-Beat was always the place and the place that you would get your upfront vinyls. Now, I was lucky in them days because I had a good relationship with the lads that were working there. It was Rob J. Or the boys who were behind the counter would, if something very rare came in or a little one off, it'd have a big Butler scribble across it. And it'd be stashed at the back for me to come in. And I'd get a phone call saying, Lee, I've got a monster for you tonight, mate.
Yeah, and then by Monday it'd be Butler's Biggie.
Butler's Biggie,
get another 50 in sell then.
Yeah. So, give us a bit of history about 3-Beat Records. It was John Barlow, was it?
Yeah, John Barlow, Phil Southall, and another lad, I can't remember his name. There's 3 of them, basically, and 3 students just into music, really. There was nowhere in Liverpool at that time to buy house music when it first kicked off and that, and it was just, they just got into it, and it was like, I think it just started as one of them things, sat having a drink one night, let's just start a record shop, and that's how it started, and it just escalated from there, really.
And they've become, actually, John Barlow, a massive success story, hasn't he? 3-Beat Records. Then, can you tell us about the transition from when the store closed and you were working here at the time, decided to take the shop on itself? Because 3-Beat now is a massively successful record label.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been here for 20 years nearly, you know what I mean?
You don't look old enough, Tom.
I've been here for nearly not far off, really, give or take a couple of years. And then, I worked here, and Adam was working here, one of the other lads, and Jemmy. And it was one of them. It kind of, their label was getting that big, they just couldn't cope with the shop and the label, and they wanted to concentrate on the label, which is a huge pop thing now.
And the label have got people like Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma's on there, and
they've had huge hits, haven't they? Number one hit records. Number one hit record. So big hi to John Barlow, who's probably walking around the park somewhere in London with his couple of dogs, being very posh.
Counting his money.
Prawn sandwiches. So the transition to take the shop on yourself, was that something a bit daunting for you? Because it's totally changed, hasn't it? Vinyl's not the big seller that it was then.
No, it was the change that had happened. We'd had the year before was the big the noticeable downside of the digital age, really, when things started to change, and them Saturdays that you spoke about, they weren't as prominent. You know, people were still coming in, but it wasn't as big as it had been. So it was, you know, it was a big risk, but we were all three of us really passionate about the shop and passionate about music. So it was a no-brainer, really. You know, we had to, and also it's a Liverpool institution.
It is, yeah.
We want to keep it alive. So we you know, in the worst possible economic climate and climate for music, we took it on and just went. We didn't think about it. It wasn't something we didn't, you know. You don't think about them things.
So if we're looking at vinyl, we'll have a small discussion on vinyl. Some people say, you know, you're not a proper DJ unless you learn your trade.
You still got all your records?
I've still got all my vinyl, yeah. It's everywhere. It's in me mum's, it's in me nan's, it's in the loft, it's in the garage. It's just all over the place. But people say, you're not a proper DJ unless you learn your trade on vinyl. Yeah. I think it's an unfair statement. I think we were blessed to be part of that original age of actually hands-on, 12 inches, pardon the pun, hands-on 12-inch vinyl. Much tougher to mix in them days, mate, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was
no
hard.
loops.
Nothing.
No sync buttons.
Turning up somewhere to DJ and there was no nothing under.
I mean, you see these arms. Yeah. These are from carrying boxes and boxes of records around Liverpool for 20 years. Let me tell you, I don't go to the gym once. So that transition. What's your thoughts on you know, the DJs nowadays, all these young kids? A lot of them are producing, aren't they? And
it's like anything. There's upsides and downsides to everything. The upside is that, you know, technology is fantastic. You know, someone can make a record, you can have it within a matter of minutes. You know, kids can now have their own home studio for not a great cost. You can rock up to a gig with a memory stick with everything on, and that's fantastic. That's great. You know, brilliant.
So times change, and you've got to move with the times, I suppose, Tom, haven't you?
Yeah, you've definitely got to move with the times, otherwise you get left behind, and you know you can't be ahead of your game if you don't, at the end of the day.
You know, so look, talking about vinyl, a very special day here on Saturday. Yep. It is Record Store Day. I don't know, probably the most stressful day of the year for young 5 foot, 29-year-old Thomas Tuft. This is why he looks a bit older than he is. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what you can expect this on Record Store Day and what it means.
Again, it's back to the thing that's gathering. It's a lot of people that are into vinyl, a lot of new people coming through that have decided to start collecting vinyl. Thousands of releases, special releases, reissued albums, picture discs, you name it, box sets. It's for collectors, it's for newcomers. It's a brilliant day, and it's gathered more and more pace over the years. It's huge now.
Now, yesterday, Thomas showed me a couple of the bits of vinyl that have come in, and it is really a real big sort of variety of vinyl. It's not just dance music. There was picture discs of David Bowie. Yes. There was what was the Alan Partridge on vinyl?
Yeah, it's Star Wars soundtrack, and then you've got everything. It's everything from rock, pop, indie, R&B, house music, dance music. It's just everything. If you're into any kind of music, you will find something on the day.
So tell us when you're open. What time are the doors open Saturday?
8 o'clock, 8 a.m.
And you're here till when it closes?
Yeah, just whenever, yeah. It's a big day. I mean, there's queues around the street generally, when we get here. So it's a big day, and it's exciting. It's great. It's good to come in, if you're about popping, and even if you're just having a look, it's good.
Right, okay. So 3 Beat now, I think, is probably Liverpool's biggest ticket seller. I know when we do our gigs, everything comes through 3 Beat, and that must be, Tom, I know that's a lot of where you're placing a lot of your efforts now as a real big ticket outlet for Liverpool and the UK.
It's a huge side of the business, and it goes hand in hand. We sell music, we sell music, and we sell the tickets to go and listen to music, or anything really. So it's a huge part of the business now. We've got a new website that's getting launched very shortly, 3btickets.com. So it's huge. It's going to be good, like I said, a big part of the business, and look out for the new website. It's going to be Of course, all the tickets are online. You get to 3beatrecords.co.uk. Have a little look through their site. And Record Store Day is this Saturday at 3 Beat. So gone are the days of 12-inch vinyl, social meetings,
having ciggies in 3-beat, going through all the new tunes. And remember the old tapes that we used to make?
I remember yours.
I wish, if I had one wish and one regret, people say to me, is that I never kept all my original tapes. There's loads of people on my Facebook that keep putting pictures up of tapes of mine from like 1990, 1991. I would think what a great collection it would be to have on my wall when I retire at 80 and I put my decks down. It would be nice to have, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course it would. I mean, how many tapes do you reckon? How many mixes did you do? I mean, there's thousands.
Thousands. And what about a vinyl night? You think, I've been toying with doing a strictly vinyl night, but now I'm going to officially on camera to Gorgeous Dave, who does our footage. He was just like the biggest supermodel I know. I am going to trademark this name now. So if anyone puts a night on called Get Your Decks Out for the Lads, I made it up first. This is where you heard it first. I am trademarking that name. That is going to be my vinyl night very soon in Liverpool, right? It'll just be the original old school DJs playing on 1210s with strictly vinyl. Get your decks out for the lads. Do you like it?
I love it, yeah. It's pure you.
It's brilliant. It is the guy at liverpool.com at 3-Beat Records. Looking forward to Record Store Day Saturday and catching up on the change between vinyl and the digital dark side. If you want to do one of these interviews, maybe you got a club or a bar and you're thinking, you know what, I'd love a little feature on us, get to info@theguy@liverpool.com and there'll be a new mix-up for you this week as well. We've got a little competition to do before we go. Someone's got a chance to win a 3-Beat goodie bag, which you're going to put yourself together. There'll be loads of vinyl in there, some CDs of mine, and we might even throw in a pair of Breakfast Butler tickets for May the 1st at Bedlam for you to come and party with me then. Is that okay?
That's absolutely fantastic. What's the question?
There isn't one. You just enter online. Thomas, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey!